The government is not here to save you, it is here to help you get by. It is barely doing that, and one of the main ways that the government can save you is by Social Security or government assistance. These governmental programs are not wealth builders, they are safety nets to help you from falling too deep, but the assistance is just not enough. So if you plan on relying on government assistance like Social Security or housing assistance as your main retirement plan, then you're in for a rude awakening. So while we're talking about Social Security, what does Social Security actually pay? As of 2026, Social Security pays about $2,000 to $2,500 a month. That's correct, $2,000 to $2,500 a month. And we're actually looking at moving to Boston, and rent for a 2-bedroom apartment is like $2,000, $2,200. That's on the low end. The high end is $3,000, even up to $4,000 to rent an apartment in an expensive city like that. Now, maybe you can make that Social Security income stretch in a lower costing state, but even then, rent is $1,200, $1,500, or maybe even $1,000, and that's almost half or more than half of your income if you only rely on Social Security. So let me know in the comment section if you can survive on $2,000 or $2,500, and I believe that a lot of people cannot. We actually could survive off that because we have a house hack and our housing is taken care of, but when we move to Boston, we definitely cannot survive off $2,500 a month. Think about it. Can you cover your housing? Can you cover your health care? Can you cover your food, your transportation with just Social Security, with just that $2,500 a month? And I don't think that you can. And that's assuming that the system stays exactly how it is, because we've heard over the years that Social Security could be leaving. Who knows? But we just don't want to rely on Social Security or these government assisted programs because we want to build wealth. On this channel, we are wealth builders. We are not just living on the edge. We are planning for our future so that we can build wealth, build generational wealth, and live a good retirement. Retire earlier than 60 or earlier than 70. We're gonna retire at our 50s. We're gonna retire in our 40s, so we can spend a lot of healthy years in retirement. So here's why government assistance and housing assistance, even food assistance, is not the way to go, and it should not be your goal. It's because these exist only for survival, and a lot of times they have income limits. So if you make more income, then you lose those benefits. And this is kind of why the middle class is stuck where they are, because we make more than what the housing benefits cost for, and we don't make enough to actually afford to live a life comfortably, especially in a high cost of living area. But government assistance comes with restrictions on income. So you're restricted on how much you can earn, you're restricted on how much you can save, and ultimately you're restricted on how much you can invest. And this is all because you're restricted on how much you can earn, how much money you can make. If you make too much money, then you lose your housing assistance or get less housing assistance, but you also just don't make enough to actually live a good life. While it can be a tough season in life, it is not used for you to build wealth. It is the floor, not the ceiling. To be honest with you, housing assistance does sound great. Like, imagine if the state paid for your entire housing, but the trade-off is you're not building equity, you're not building home ownership, you're not building ownership at all, you're not building appreciation, and you're also not building that generational wealth that we all want so bad for our families. So overall, you're trading long-term wealth building for short-term affordability. And for some people in a crisis, it's necessary, but if you're looking to build that long-term wealth, if you're looking to boost your income, if you're looking to boost your net worth, then this is not the way that you need to go. But the real problem is inflation and time, because even if these benefits exist, rent keeps going up, food keeps going up, all these other things keep going up, but your benefits don't rise as much as inflation does. Your income is also not rising at the speed of inflation as well. And the biggest issue is time. The earlier you start investing, the better. So if you're wasting your time on government assistance, or wasting your time not earning the potential amount of money that you could possibly earn for 10 to 15 years, then you miss all that critical time where you should have been earning your money, where you should have been investing and saving for your future. Is down the drain. You can't get that time back. And one of the most important things when it comes to finances is time. If time is on your side and you're actually doing wealth building activities, then you'll see your life change for the better. So what should you actually do instead of looking for government assistance or trying to rely on governmental assistance? So if you're young and working, here's the plan. You need to first increase your income. Now, how can you do that? You can get education. You can just find a high income paying job, a job where you make a lot of overtime, or a job where you're in sales, making sales. You can take courses. There's all kind of things that you can do to make a higher income. I'm a huge advocate for joining retail or some place where people don't really stay long. Like if you were working at Walmart and you worked your way up, it'll be so easy because people do not look at those jobs as a long-term job or as a place where you can actually build a career. But I am a huge advocate on the fact that you can build a career working retail. You can build a career even working fast food if you stay long enough and have the ambition to move up. And just don't stay stuck in a low growth income. Live below your means. This is one of the most important things that you could do, and one of the easiest things that you can control. A lot of times you can't control things that happen in your life, but this is one of the controllable things. Live below your means. If you can afford $2,000 rent, go and find a place that costs $1,500. Go find a studio that costs $1,200. Live below your means so that you can invest and save the difference. Also, on top of that, saving the amount that you'll be able to save if you were to go with that $2,000 rent. So you can literally stack your savings by living below your means. Don't go out here buying a vehicle. Don't go out here buying a new car, getting a loan, or taking out credit cards. Live below your means and you'll find that your money stretches way further. First 5 to 10 years of your adult life matter the most. I would say to stay down those 5 to 10 years. Go live with a roommate. Don't buy a new car. Just invest your money. Save your money. Go on some vacations, but you should be investing at least 15 to 20% of your money, especially in your first 5 to 10 years, because like I said earlier, the earlier you start investing, the better. We need to take advantage of our 20s, of our 30s, so that in our 40s and our 50s, we can live off that income that we built early on. So don't match your lifestyle to your paycheck. Yes, you may bring in a lot of money. You may not bring in a lot of money, but do not match your lifestyle to that paycheck that you're bringing in. Below, so you can save and invest as much money as you can. And the third thing you need to do is build your investments. Fund your 401k, make sure you're getting your match. Fund your Roth IRA so you can get those tax-free withdrawals when you take it out when you're 59 and a half. Invest into low-cost index funds. Invest into low-costing ETFs, VOO, FSAIX, FTEC. Invest in these kind of funds that are growing at a 7 to 10% rate of return. Stay consistent and not emotional. You have a long time to be investing. The market's gonna fall, the market's gonna rise, but we're gonna continue to invest every single month, no matter what, dollar cost average into the market, into the funds that we believe in, into the funds that we know are gonna grow at that 7 to 10% rate of return. And we're gonna continue to do it for the next 20 or 30 years. Just looking at, I just put these numbers in my investment calculator. Just by investing $500 a month over 20 years, and that's at an 8% rate of return, you would have almost $300,000, and that's just by investing $500. That could be your 401k. That could be the minimum and the match in your 401k. Just by putting that, you have $300,000 invested into the markets by the time you're 40, if you're 20 years old. And again, this first 10-year rule decides majority of your life, because this is where you build that muscle for saving. This is where you build that muscle for investing, staying down for the first to 10 years, because this is when your expenses are the lowest. This is when you may not have any kids. You may not have to take care of your parents. So if you're able to invest your money and save your money in your early 20s for that first 10 years, kind of like we did. We're still within that 10-year mark. We've been kind of working out here for about 6 years, and we already have our investments over $100,000, but that's because we stayed down. We lived below our means, way below our means with this house hack, and now our expenses are about to go up. We're gonna see what our saving rate looks like. We're gonna see what our investing rate looks like, but I'm gonna have an idea of how much it's gonna be before we even move, because that's just the kind of planner that I am. Just know, if you spend everything, you stay behind, but if you invest early, then you create options later. I'm telling you guys, if you don't start investing today, then you're gonna be relying on governmental assistance when you get older, and I'm telling you, the governmental assistance is not going to be enough to make it. Now, if you can start pairing this governmental assistance with your investments, then we could be talking. But if you don't have anything invested by the time you're in your 50s or 60s, the governmental assistance will not save you. At the end of the day, use government assistance programs if you ever need them. If you're ever down bad, take those benefits, but also don't rely on them for too long, and always look to get that good job. Always look to raise your income. Whether you have to have 2 or 3 jobs, you need to do that so you can invest for that first 10 years. The first 10 years is super important. I need to do a video on the first 10 years because it will change your life and set you up for success for when you're in your retirement years. But the goal is not to survive until retirement. The goal is to own your retirement. So build your income, build your investments, and build your freedom. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you guys think about the background. Just switching it up a little bit instead of being in the car. Hopefully you can hear me. It's a little windy out here, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel. Also, check out those links in the description. Mint Mobile is actually one of the best things you can go for as a phone plan. It will help you lower your expenses, just like I did, and save more money.